Welcome back. Honestly, you might want to turn down the lights for this explainer. Today, we are looking at a source text called The Echoes of Limbo, and I've got to warn you right out of the gate. The concepts we are about to unpack are deeply, deeply unsettling. We're going to strip away all those comforting little illusions we hold on to about life, death, and the universe. We're stepping into a space where the rules of reality just warp, where justice is a complete myth, and where cosmic dread is literally the only absolute. It's a fascinating, if absolutely terrifying, look into a profoundly pessimistic worldview. So let's map this out together.
Think about that for a second. We usually operate under the assumption that whatever comes after this life, if anything at all, brings some sort of resolution, a balancing of the cosmic scales. But what if it doesn't? What if the void beyond is just this endless, echoing nightmare where the absolute worst parts of existence are just amplified? That is the chilling, cold open premise we are dissecting today, straight from the fragmented, haunting perspectives of the entities recorded in our source text.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Enter the ethereal limbo, drowning in oceanic memories. We begin our descent by looking through the eyes of an entity known as the amphibious monster. To this being, living on land isn't freedom, it's an infernal panopticon. Basically, a prison where we're always being watched, exposed, and weighed down. Gravity, the oppressive sun, these severely restrict our minds. Instead, this entity exists in the ethereal realm, which is the strange, fluid limbo. It's a counterpart to the outside world that operates under terrifying new rules. It might be digital, it might be purely psychological symbolism, but in this space, all the limitations of our land-dwelling consciousness are completely stripped away. And here is where the mechanics of this realm get incredibly eerie. The text actually suggests a hypothetical process for time travel within this space. It posits that memories themselves are made of a condensed oceanic matter. If you are immersed in pressurized deep-sea water and you activate these memories, you theoretically generate enough localized energy to teleport a physical form across the space-time continuum. It sounds almost miraculous, right? A way to traverse time itself? But well, in the universe of this text, miracles are really just traps in disguise. Because the horrific reality is that you can never truly escape. The universe has this fundamental built-in propensity to block you from bypassing its rules. Even if you achieve this impossible travel using the condensed matter of memories, the universe violently pushes back. It turns your destination into a mere bookmark. It traps you at a specific point in time, usually a point of extreme trauma or some fundamental lack of comprehension, and it just leaves you there. It's a localized, inescapable prison built entirely from your own memories.
We're dropping a little deeper now. Section 2. The universe is a nightmare. The overgrown statue.
This entity, the overgrown statue, reveals the chaotic philosophical terror of this realm, and it brilliantly illustrates this stark contrast. On one side, we have the human illusion. We cling to hope, destiny, optimism. The text actually refers to this as delusion's kiss and delirium's dreams. We think of it as nectar, but the overgrown statue forces us to look at the universal reality. The universe isn't some beautiful canvas for our dreams. It is an inherently horrible, contradictory sea. It is a place of pure corruptibility, where destruction is sunny and life is really just a waiting room for annihilation. Just listen to the rhythm of this quote from the text. Meaning shattered, dread's assistant, all's clattered, for pure corruptibility. It's spoken like this twisted, dark nursery rhyme. The overgrown statue is whispering to us that reality is literally tearing at its own seams. Whatever meaning you think you've built, well, society has merely explained away the truth, that dread is the only constant and pure corruptibility is the baseline of our existence. And it gets darker. The text asserts that unreasonability is incurable. Life is just an assault into nothingness. You endure this unbearable existence, wandering incoherently until the final thunderbolt strikes. And the most dreadful part of it all? When you are finally wiped out in one fell swoop, the universe actively applauds your complete annihilation. Your end isn't mourned. It's the punchline to a cosmic joke.
Let's keep going. Section 3. Evil evades eternal punishment, the rot.
We are sinking even further now into the true rot of limbo, where we meet two new entities, a nameless zombie and a three-headed being calling itself Cerberus. These entities are the very anatomy of evil. Just look at their actions in life. They relished in the destruction of strangers. They supported atrocities when they couldn't be hidden anymore. They actively lapped up mass murder and enjoyed bloodshed, literally burning their victims to ashes. They were fully aware, fully culpable, and completely satisfied with the savagery they unleashed on innocent people who were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So if the universe balances the scales, where on earth is their punishment? I mean, we tell ourselves stories, right? We build universal mythologies about infernal afterlives just to cope with the evil we see in the real world. We assume the wicked will face some sort of divine retribution. But the text shatters this comfort entirely. Now, what's really interesting here is the sickening irony. The zombie entity actually laughs at the idea of hell. It asks, why would they suffer after death? They died naturally. They got to live out their entire lives, enjoying the chaos they caused. Why would punishment only start after the nervous system ceases and consciousness is switched off? In this cosmic framework, eternal torment for the wicked isn't a reality. It's just a fairy tale the victims invent to feel better. Let's actually walk through the data the text provides us, as morbid as it is. Look at the victims in the first column. They were blasted without warning, their lives cut tragically short, and now they are just rotting in the underworld. Now look at the perpetrators. Cerberus and the zombie lived long, full lives. They got away with it due to the stare decisis, this unbending, broken legal precedent of a corrupt system. They died naturally. And now, they're reminiscing and relishing their existence in limbo. The perpetrators won. The universe absolutely does not care about fairness.
And here we are, Section 4, Cursed to Absolute Isolation, the bottom. We have finally reached the deepest trench of the source text. Here, we confront the blue mage, and I really want you to take this in carefully. I condemned to what is, quintessentially, isolation in distilled form. The blue mage isn't talking to some abstract entity here. The text makes it uncomfortably clear that this curse is directed outward, at you. The mage delights in the fact that you, the observer, are a solitary atom in a sea of deterministic molecules. You are surrounded by multitudes, yet completely, inescapably alone, and flailing for absolutely no reason. So, let's see how this builds into the ultimate trap. The blue mage outlines the mechanics of your suffering. First, the railways of your existence were engineered exponentially long ago. Second, basic electromagnetic physics are actively used to entrap you. Third, your very geography and physical form are designed to maim you. And finally, you are left paralyzed by floating, impossible possibilities. Every single path was laid out to guarantee your failure before you even took your very first breath.
Which brings us to perhaps the most tragic redefinition in the entire text. What humanity foolishly, romantically calls destiny is not some grand, purposeful calling. According to the blue mage, destiny is simply the physics of your entrapment. It is natural entropy combined with the electromagnetic and geographic design of the universe, functioning perfectly to continually decapitate your existence and paralyze all hope. And here is the blue mage's final blow. You are caught in the claustrophobic cave of existence. You have been anathematized. Everything fails one way or another because you were always execrated, utterly denounced and cursed right from the start. The true horror isn't just that the universe is cruel. It's that hoping for anything better was always a stupid delusion. You were set up to lose. And so this explainer leaves us standing in the dark, totally stripped of all our cosmic safety nets. If the ethereal realm is a trap, if the universe applauds our annihilation, if evil is rewarded, and if our very destiny was engineered solely to isolate and break us, we have to confront the ultimate terror the source text presents. If you were truly damned from the start, why did you ever bother to hope?